So one of the best ways to shorten up your servo wire is to just cut it to the length you need. So if this is our rig, you're basically going to measure it out, figure out how long you want it to be, and then cut it. That's all. Now then we're going to open up the back of the servo. It's just 4 screws. It's very simple. And we already took this off, but essentially the wires go like this. You've got the yellow there, the red there, and the brown there. And we just unsolder them. It's very simple. It takes 2 seconds. And then we will split our wires up here and we will resolder them. Just a little bit of split. Not much more than what it was, because you want to make sure you can fit it through the original little hole. Clear off some of the insulation. Just a tad. And then we're going to tint the ends of these. Okay, you know what tinting is, hopefully. If not, it is basically pre-soldering just the tips of the wires. Just getting a little bit of solder on there so that when we do decide to solder it to the board, all it takes is us touching a little bit of heat to the wire, just a little bit, because there's already solder and well, we use rosin core, so it's got the flux built into the core. It's in the center, so but that helps it bond. And really, it's just as simple as soldering the wires back to it. Ta-da! Simple as that. It's very small, and we don't have the best soldering iron for it, but we were still able to do it. Our soldering iron actually has like a flat tip. It's horrible. We need new tips. Our really precise tip got messed up, so we're using the flat tips. So it came out okay. Now we just got to make sure it still works. So let's go ahead and plug it in and make sure it still works. Sounds like it was moving. There we go. So we're all good. Now we can just put the case back together. And we have a shortened up servo. I do show another way to do it. I'll link over here up in the corner. It's basically staggering the wires. You cut and solder the wires outside the servo, so you don't have to open it up and mess with the board. You just basically cut the wires and you stagger them. Check out the video. But as for this, don't forget you have this little insulator piece of paper. Don't lose that. That does go inside there. And then you should be able to push your board back in. And your wire just goes back in there. Oh, our sticker. Our sticker! There we go. Make sure all your wires are inside the case. It is kind of a tight fit, but you'll get there. And on these Emaxes, the back screws are longer than the front screws, so make sure you're using the right screw in the right spot. And you can do this with any servo, not just the Emax. We just happen to be using an Emax today on this build that we're doing, and I wanted to show how easy it is to shorten up your servo wires. It makes your rig look much more clean, and means you got less stuff floating around inside your chassis or cab or whatever. It also saves weight, right? Not much, but it does save a little bit of weight. Simple as that, guys. Less than 5 minutes. Done. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you learned something from this video. Why don't you go ahead and comment down below Shorty, because we have a Shorty wire. Comment Shorty. All right, guys, get out there and run your cars.